Oh hey, welcome back to Car Juice. Today I'm going to be giving you guys the squeeze on the 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD. So whenever they released the 2023 Toyota Sequoia, I was at first a little bit disappointed as they got rid of my glorious V8 380 horsepower magnificent beauty that it was. However, after we got one of these traded in at my dealership, a 2023 model, I figured I might as well give it a fair shot. And honestly, I'm not too disappointed, especially with some of the big styling upgrades that they made on the outgoing model, as well as much improved fuel economy. This 2023 Toyota Sequoia actually gets about 23 miles per gallon combined from its 436 horsepower V6 mild hybrid setup. So it's not too bad. Plus, with that 10-speed transmission, it's extremely smooth, and on the new Toyota platform, they have also very much improved the ride quality, as well as a lot of the other safety features due to that upgraded Toyota Sense and a lot of the other cameras and radar sensors that have been added to this vehicle. Speaking of radar sensors, you got a couple of these sonar buttons through the front here on the bottom of the bumper, tons of lighting, integrated light bar below the Toyota badge, plus these cool amber LED lights that also just make this thing look very beefy and very off-roady. Then you also have your little camera here and then a radar sensor integrated right into the front there. Because this car is equipped with adaptive cruise control, you are going to have that radar cruise in that front bumper. Also, with this being a TRD model, you've got these really nice looking non-functional hood vents, but they're pretty cool, and you get that juicy TRD badge on the front. Plus you have these BBS foraged wheels. Looks like we've got Michelin Defenders on all four corners, and the size of the tires are 18-inch rims with 285s, 65/18 tires wrapped around all four corners. The overcladding on the fenders is really cool. You've got this like kind of camo-esque look on the plastic on the side, and then also nice juicy running boards that can stop a bullet, or at least look as though they could. Coming around to the back of the car, you do have LED taillights, which is pretty normal, you'd expect on other vehicles. And then you've got a single exit exhaust on the left side, dual pipes, but then you've just got the exhaust on that left side of the car there. You can press just one button and that'll open up the tailgate. You do have like a matte black piece of plastic on the front there. With the third row put up, there's not a lot of space here in the back of the car. The nice thing is you can very quickly drop these seats down, just the push of two buttons there. And with those back seats down, you do have a pretty reasonable amount of storage. The seats do not fold completely flat, which is a little bit disappointing. The nice thing about picking up a nice used car is you don't have to pay for floor mats. However, this vehicle is available for about $3,000 off its original MSRP price at the dealership that I work at. Equipped with right around 35,000 or so miles, so it does still have a bit of the manufacturer warranty remaining. And also in this third row too, you've got a little bit of hidden storage space here in the back of the car. You also have a 400 watt AC 120 volts, so you can plug like a what's the word I'm looking for? A air compressor in, so you can fill up your tires or fill up a air mattress if you're going camping. And then there are just tons of different connectivity features in this third row as well. Two sets of cup holders on either side, and a set of curtains to keep the sun out of the third row as well. The windows do come tinted from the factory, and it is also really nice that they do have curtains in that third row. It's pretty rare for a car to feature that much as far as like visibility protection and stuff like that in the third row. For example, like the X7 doesn't offer anything along those lines. One push power close on the tailgate, just hit that and then you're good to go. And then as we come around, you'll notice that there is actually some really nice sparkle in the paint. This is a metallic black finish, so it doesn't look like it's gonna scratch too bad, and there's a ton of blue that actually pops out, making this look really nice whenever it's cleaned up. Moving into the back seat of the car, there's still tons of more storage, followed by more window curtains and window shades here on the side. And whenever you get into this back seat, you are equipped with some captain's chairs, which is quite nice. If you've got some kids, you will be able to very easily have them get in between the seat here. Like a full-grown adult can very easily do that. So really not too bad either. These seats also do fold down and adjust, but they are not powered. They are just like manual operated seats. So not too bad. You just have like one little lever here and then you can adjust them around. With me sitting in the back seat, I'm like the size of a small can of Coke. So you've got approximately 1 foot between the driver if a 5'8" person is driving and a 5'8" person is sitting in the rear. And then headroom, not the best, probably about 2 inches, probably about 3 inches or so of headroom in the front. And then if I was leaned back a little bit more, I'd probably have about 4 or 5 inches or so of headroom back there. This car does feature 4-zone climate, so you do have a climate control option in the second row. Obviously, you can still turn and adjust the second row's climate from the driver's seat. Also, look at that beautiful 14-inch touchscreen there, kind of nice. And then you have a USB Type-A and a USB Type-C in the center, along with another 110 switch. This one's probably going to be plugged into like a Nintendo Switch or game console if you got your kids right in the back of the car here. Overall fit and finish of the third row seat isn't too bad. The leather it's like a synthetic leather. You can definitely tell it's synthetic, but it's not too bad. Nice juicy grab handles, and you have some more climate control up here in the roof. It's getting very hot here in the middle of August in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I'm going to kind of wrap up my portion here in the back of the car, but overall not too bad. I do really like how these seats have this like camo texture on it. You find that throughout the entire car, and there are so many cup holders. Like if you've got kids in the back of the car, they can have 6 drinks at once and aren't gonna run out of space for it. Talking about hardware on the door, this car does feature keyless entry. You just have one little divot here where you put your finger, and that'll allow you to lock and unlock the car from the outside. The Toyota Sequoia for the 2023 model year is definitely a little bit more modern than what they had on the previous gen. Obviously they still had keyless entry, but a lot of the other safety features definitely have been improved. And you've got this really cool deck on the top of the car. So if you wanted to mount like a tent system up there or anything along those lines, with as wide as this car is, you will definitely still have the ability to do something like that. Before I hop inside of the car and go over some of the features in there, I am going to pop the hood for you. But again, let's just check out these awesome TRD Pro seats. I love the red contrast stitching on everything, and these are very plush and very squishy. You also have this nice juicy TRD steering wheel with that center marker there. In order to open up the hood, just press this one button. You'll find your light bar and all of your control panels for the various AC controls, as well as the heated steering wheel to the bottom here as well. So you can just press all those buttons and turn everything on as needed. All right, in the center of the hood, you'll find the ability to lift that. And underneath the hood, you'll find a V6 engine with the iForce Max because of this mild hybrid setup. You've got your orange cable here designating where that hybrid battery voltage is going, and there's plenty of space to work on it underneath the hood. So if you're somebody who works on your own car, the hybrid system may deter you a little bit from it, plus the turbocharge may also be a little bit challenging. There's plenty of space if you need to do your filters and all that stuff. Toyota makes it very easy to service their vehicles yourself. But as time goes on, we all know that there's less and less serviceability on pretty much everything. Doesn't matter if it's your phone or your car. One day, we'll go back to simplicity. These LED headlights are quite cool. It does look like they have some cornering function, and they are very bright at night. Matte black finish on the mirrors on the outside. So that's pretty much everything I have to cover here on the exterior of the car. I'm going to go ahead and hop on the inside, and we'll take this thing on a bit of a drive, and I'll touch on a couple of the other features. All right, so in the driver's seat of the Toyota Sequoia, you are greeted with a pretty decent cabin. I would say it's not too bad. I am loving the ventilated seats today. It is so darn hot, and I'm just sweating. Like, it's not even that bad. It's just like, I'm just a sweaty boy today. I think I'm hydrated or something. I don't really know. But the ventilated seats are quite nice on my greasy back. This is a great video to sell a car. This is a really nice car. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I am really big into rock climbing and outdoors type things. All of the different features as far as like charging devices and the fact that this thing really doesn't get too bad of a fuel economy if you're taking the whole family out camping for a weekend. It's got some really unique selling features for it. I especially do like the modern look of the center screen here. That 14-inch touchscreen is nice. It does also have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which makes a huge difference in terms of technological connectivity and stuff. I don't like that it beeps every time that I tap the screen. That gets a little bit annoying. I don't know why it has to do that. And then whenever you log in, you do have cloud navigation in order to use some of the updated navigation systems like cloud navigation and a destination assist, basically telling you where you're at as far as your navigation goes. That is something you would need to log in for. You can access a bunch of different cameras on the center here. So you have a cool 360 view around the vehicle that you can activate, so it'll help you find and park more efficiently. That's just activated with one button here right in front of you. And then you also have a myriad of different off-roading functions, such as a rear differential lock, 4x4, high, low, all of the different off-roading functions. So it's not like a typical all-wheel drive system. It's a true four-wheel drive. So this thing is designed to be able to go off-road and take you wherever you need to go. You got one USB Type A right in the center of the dashboard, and then you also have a wireless phone charger in the center as well, so that you can keep your phone up and have it available to you if you need to take a quick phone call and you don't want to do it over the Bluetooth setup that's in the car. You also have a very large panoramic sunroof, so which you can open. Whenever you open that all the way up, there is two little panes of it, and it goes most of the way to the back seat, making this thing not feel quite so cramped. With that closed, it does feel a little bit cramped in here, but the white headliner does help. You also have microphones on both sides of the cabin, so that you will have that stereo sound whenever you're recording or listening to like recording a voice memo, or talking to a coworker, or listening to a different phone conversation. It'll sound very good. You can access all of your different phone controls right here on the steering wheel. And then your windshield wipers are not automatic. They're not rain sensing or anything like that, but you do have an extra control for the rear window. Speaking of rear window, I do want to mention how cool the setup is for the backup camera. There is actually a camera integrated into the rear view mirror, which you can turn on and off whenever you need access to like backing out. Makes it a little bit easier, especially with as big as this car is, and if you were to tint your windows darker than they already are, it will keep you from kind of having an issue from seeing out of that back window. Plus it's far away, so you may have a little bit of a challenge trying to find what's going on behind you. The Toyota Sequoia is not an inexpensive car anymore, however. So having safety features, important safety features, that is, at this price point, I believe this car is available for sale for, I think it's like $80,000. Yeah, $79,640. And we were selling it for about $3,000 off of that. This one is a nice black on black spec, which is pretty desirable in my opinion as well. The steering wheel has this nice perforated leather on it, so it is very easy to kind of hold without getting your hands all sticky and stuck on the wheel. Like I drive a RAV4 every single day, believe it or not, and that car, the steering wheel has gotten a little bit slick over the years. With the perforated steering wheels, they don't get quite as slick, just because you've got a little bit more of a variance between the high points and the low points. You've also got some cool TRD badges. You do have a red TRD start-stop button, as well as this red point here in the middle. A lot of red accents through the entire vehicle, including the gear shifter, which is quite chunky, and you can shift through the 10-speed transmission in a sport mode type fashion. It won't let you go down into first gear, so it's not like you're going to be rally racing this thing or anything like that. You can only go into first gear if you're under 10 miles an hour. And it shifts smooth enough. It kind of drives like you'd expect. Kind of just like a nice, comfortable nice, comfortable, large SUV made by a Japanese company. So you know it'll be reliable and it's not going to have a bunch of issues. Plus with that V6 and the hybrid setup, the fuel economy is not too bad either. I like whenever you get to low speeds how it does activate those cameras on the outside. And the exhaust doesn't sound too bad. It's got a nice kind of sporty Baja-esque type sound. I think that they were trying to go after the Raptor at this price point for the TRD model, and it's also pretty close in terms of power as well. Definitely not as fast. I'm guessing the 0 to 60 time is probably around 5.5, 6 seconds. It's a girthy boy. It's a heavy car, but you're buying this because it's got plenty of space, and if you're wanting to go and adventure with your fam, this is a great option. You can fit an entire body in the center cavity down here below, which is nice if you have to, you know, store a bunch of stuff, or if you're a pack rat like a lot of people I know that might be interested in this car. And it's really, really fun to shift between the gears and everything. I do have an exhaust clip that I'll have for you guys, busting through the gears. Let's take it through a bit of a corner. Body roll's not bad. I mean, it's definitely set up more for off-road, but it's pretty fun. I mean, it is just a girthy boy rolling this weight around, but it's a fun car overall. It's also really nice to have adaptive cruise control so that you'll be able to not have to drive the car the entire time. Whenever you're on the road, you can take a nice road trip out to Colorado in this thing, and it wouldn't be too big of a deal. Mirrors are very visible, and you have blind spot monitoring, which is also nice to keep you safe whenever you're navigating on busy roads. People are so distracted nowadays, so anything you can have to keep yourself safe is always good. And this is a big step up from what was available in the 2022, because because Toyota more or less has just kind of kept the same platform for a very, very long time, about 14 years on the last one. They didn't change anything for the 23 or the 25 model year. So I figured, you know, let's go ahead and do a quick video on the 2023. Yeah, but that's basically where I'm gonna leave my video off today. If you guys are interested in this vehicle, I'll put a link to it down in the comments below. And you can reach out to me at BMW Cincinnati North, ask for Caleb, and I'll do my best to give you an excellent car buying experience. This thing does also feature auto park. I'm just not gonna use that because I have to back up all the way to a parking spot, and the cameras are pretty clear as well. It looks like they're 1080p on all 4 corners, which will help whenever you're trying to find a parking spot and to park this behemoth of a car. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did like it, please consider subscribing, and I'll keep you guys posted on some other cool content coming down the pipeline. Catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.